Hi, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Tamara Carroll with Life with Lipedema, loved, valued, and treasured. Welcome back. We're all just getting used to my new schedule now on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month. And so I want to just invite you all to join the conversation with me tonight. I want to hear your questions. I want to hear your comments. Be sure and say hi and tell me where you are joining us from. Let's see. What I really like to do, as you know, is I have an inspiration that I like to always start out with. And tonight, I have a very special guest, and I'm very much looking forward to bringing her on. But we are, in the meantime, going to be talking about your feelings and your emotions around considering getting lipedema surgery. So, as I was looking for something inspirational about feelings, this is what I found today. It says nothing destroys self-worth, self-acceptance, and self-love faster than denying what you feel. Without feelings, you would not know where you are in life, nor would you know what areas you need to work on. Honor your feelings and allow yourself to feel them. Hi, Marilyn. Welcome. We appreciate you being here. Simi Valley. I'm a Californian, so yay. I'm transplanted. I'm in North Carolina, but I love that area. So before I bring in our guest tonight, I wanted to read her bio and just so you know who we have here. And it's really quite an honor. And I want to really invite you to share your questions with her. Hi, Michelle. I'm going to read your bio just real quick. It says Michelle Jaqua is RN and is CMM. I'm not sure what that is. You may have to tell me in a little bit. Lipedema surgery concierge director, certified nurse navigator. Oh, case manager. That makes sense now. And a surgery insurance expert. Michelle is dedicated and compassionate certified nurse navigator and a case manager with over 15 years of experience in healthcare and in the insurance industry. Specializing in assisting women with lipedema, Michelle expertly navigates through often complex process of lipedema surgery within the healthcare system, including insurance process. Boy, that's a biggie, huh? And the care throughout the entire journey. Her personal journey with lipedema, diagnosed in 2021 and culminating in her own surgery in 2022, gives her a unique and empathetic perspective. And I love that you've also experienced that yourself. So not only are you an expert in the knowledge, you've walked through it yourself. I love that. Yeah. Michelle's professional expertise and personal experience make her a powerful advocate for those seeking treatment and support. She is committed to ensuring that you receive the care and the coverage that you deserve, guiding you through every step of the way with knowledge, understanding, and unwavering support. So welcome. Yay.
Thank you. That was a lot.
Hey, Karen. Wow, from Canada. Welcome. Michelle, can you just take a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes or so, and just share a little bit about your story, finding out about lipedema and what that journey kind of looked like for you?
Yes. Thank you so much. That was quite an intro, so I appreciate that. I am, like you said, Tamara, I am a registered nurse. I'm a certified case manager. I've actually been in healthcare as a registered nurse since the 90s, so it's been over 30 years. And in my career as a nurse, I have specialized in nursing case management. And what that means is I do case coordination either on the insurance side or on the hospital side, patient side. Most of my case management, I did do work within insurance systems. So I'm very familiar about the insurance process. Besides that, in 2021, I was actually going through some menopausal symptoms as my symptoms were pretty out of control. I didn't know what was going on, what was happening with my body. And I looked everywhere. I searched everywhere what could possibly be, because I was told that it was just menopause. I was told, oh, it's just normal. And it wasn't normal. I was swelling up. I was having terrible pain. I was not being able to walk. So it was hard for me to even walk a block, like around the block in my neighborhood. And I happened to come across an article. So I also am a writer. So I've done a lot of writing since like 2017. I do a lot of online writing and blogging. I happened to come across an article of a woman who had lipedema, and she was talking about how she was having such a hard time with insurance and getting, things approved. And I thought to myself, oh, I could write about this. I could write a blog about this because I know about insurance. But I was like, what is this lipedema thing? I don't know what this is. So I
Wow.
started looking, I started looking into lipedema. And the more I looked into it, the more I realized that the symptoms were completely lining up with everything that I was experiencing. And so from there, everybody thought I was crazy, first of all. They're like, what? So then from there, I looked to see if I could get diagnosed, because I knew that I needed a diagnosis. Just as a healthcare person, I know you can't get treatment unless you get a diagnosis. And then I started searching for that and realized what kind of obstacles I was having personally finding just to get diagnosed, much less getting treatment. There was nothing in my state. I'm in the state of Oregon. There was nothing here at all, or Washington, maybe up in Seattle, but it was at the time I was having a very difficult time just finding any information. Back in 2021, there wasn't a lot of information out there like there is now. There's so much more information now than there was back then.
And we did sit here thinking there isn't much information out, but yet you were pioneering that.
Yes. And so I actually happened across Dr. Karen Herbst just on Google searching, and tracked her down. Found her. She at the time was in LA. So I went ahead and took a big chance and bought a plane ticket and made an appointment. She was actually taking appointments to diagnose. So I made an appointment with her. At the time, she was with Dr. James Schwartz. So I thought to myself, well, since I'm going down there, I might as well get a surgical consult at the same time. And so I had 2 back-to-back diagnosis and surgical consult on the same day.
Wow.
And flew down there. She immediate was like, yes, you are classic stage 2 lipedema. I was, I'm trying to remember the types, from waist to ankles and then my arms. And then I had a surgical consult right after that with Dr. Schwartz. And they were so kind to me. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what to ask. Here I am, a nurse. I didn't know anything to ask, nothing. And they were very kind. And he's like, yes, I can do this for you. And so when I flew home, I started working on my conservative care because I didn't know anything about how to treat this. Dr. Hertz gave me some tips, and the rest of it I had to just kind of look up. I looked up how to get approved as far as like a medical policy. My insurance at the time did not have a medical policy in place at all. And it took me a year. And from there, I did my conservative care. I worked on my prior authorization for surgery, And after about a year, I was able to get my authorization approved and my doctor approved.
Wow. So did you immediately, like after you talked to Dr. Herbst, did you immediately say, yes, this is what I want to do with the surgery? Or did you have to process through some emotions around that, as
My
well as doing your research and,
yeah,
getting all the ducks in a row?
yeah, my emotions, I honestly, everything came so quickly. I at the time thought that this surgery was the thing that I needed to do immediately. I
Mm,
was just like, I need to get this out of my body. This is,
wow.
it's hurting and it's I so the emotions were, I was relieved because I was finally able to put a name to what I was experiencing, which
Mm-hmm.
was so helpful for me because I had been looking for at least a year or two um, during my menopause, and I couldn't find anything. So to find something that was actually um, named and able to put something there that I could actually work on and
Mm-hmm.
not work on, oh, you just need to lose weight, you need to eat better,
Like
you need to
control. Yeah.
exercise. It was doing all those things and it wasn't working.
Right.
Um, so once I figured that out, but going down there, I felt relief. I felt like there was finally a name, and then there was a way that I could treat treat this
Mm-hmm.
problem that I had.
Did you have any anxiety or I don't think fear is the right word, but any kind of anxiety or concern about maybe as you were going through the process and deciding to have the surgery?
My anxiety was not about the surgery.
Mm,
I just, as a nurse, I'm used to the medical system. I'm used to these things, so that was not my anxiety. My
okay.
anxiety was getting my authorization approved from my insurance.
Mm,
I knew it was high stakes, and I knew that it was pretty much out of my control.
mhm,
I could present something as much as possible, but certainly insurance is going to have
mhm,
less say. So
mhm.
that's where my anxiety lied
Oh,
was there, and it was a roller coaster of emotion on that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it had taken so long too, so you had plenty of time to kind of ruminate all of those thinking.
Yes.
Oh,
That was a hard year. Yeah.
so what kind of limitations have you resolved since you've had the surgery?
Oh my goodness. So I was actually at the point where I couldn't work. I um My regular job, I work in a hospital. I do discharge planning for hospital patients, running around the hospital,
Mhm,
sitting for long periods of time. I wasn't able to do any of those things. I was having a really hard time with it. Uh,
mhm.
my work was very, very good to me. They set me up so I could work from home. Uh,
Mm,
and with that, I was able to put my feet up and not have to do as much strenuous activity as I did when I was at work.
well, that's
Um,
good.
yeah. And like I said, I had gained probably 50 pounds. Um, I believe all of it was inflammation. And
Was
I
that
was
after the
having
surgery or before?
bef- before the surgery.
Okay.
Uh, I was not able to. Every time I stood up on my feet, my legs just hurt so bad. My feet hurt so bad. I had a hard time getting around.
Mm,
I just had a hard time walking.
mhm,
So I considered myself practically chair bound.
mhm, mhm.
Um,
And I think many of us feel that way. I know for myself, I've lost a lot of my mobility. I use a walker. Yes,
yeah,
it's not, I don't drive because my legs don't work right.
yeah, yeah. That's pretty common. So understand was like 20. 2022 is when I had my surgeries. So it's been 3 years.
Mhm.
Since then, I've had 2 knee replacements
Yeah,
because I also had bad knees.
yeah.
And
And that was
um,
after your surgery? You did
yes,
this? Uh-huh.
yes. I also had varicose veins. So I also had a vein ablations before
Yeah.
my liposuction surgery. So I've
Oh.
had a lot of surgeries.
Mhm, mhm.
So I am happy to say that I just got done this morning. I walked 3 miles.
Mm,
Um, I have a nice walk. I have a river that's like about a mile and a half away from me, so I have a nice
mhm,
walk where I can walk down to the river where I
mhm,
live, and I do that walk almost daily. I
mhm.
am back to work, and now I did have knee replacement surgery about 3 months ago, so I'm still
Mhm.
kind of recovering from that,
Yeah,
but,
I'm
um,
kind of looking at that and I
yeah.
really wanna do it. I've had one, didn't go well, so we're
Mhm.
looking at the second one. But of course, the orthos, they're all telling me, "Oh, you gotta lose weight,
Right.
before we'll do surgery." And it's like, "Oh my
Yeah.
goodness."
Well, I, actually tried to get knee surgery before I was diagnosed, and they refused surgery on
Mm,
me. So, that was really disheartening also.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I've worked very hard to get my body back to where I can be independent and work and be able to just enjoy life again.
That's
So,
awesome. That's great news. What about swelling afterwards? Because
mhm.
I know that that's a big concern because we have all this inflammation that we deal with and live with on the daily. How was that for you after the surgery? Did you have a tremendous amount of inflammation in your
I did,
heel?
yeah. Yes, lots of inflammation, lots of swelling. The swelling doesn't really go down for at least 6 months is
Mm,
what I was told. I still get swelling in my lower legs, like around my ankles.
mhm,
If I don't manage my lipedema, I will get swelling pretty badly.
mhm,
So the conservative care is so important because even though I had surgery, I still have lipedema. I still have things I need to do with my body. This is a chronic disease and not something where I thought, oh, I can just have surgery and then I'll be fine.
right.
That's not how it goes. So
Come back at all in the areas where it was removed?
yeah, so there's from my understanding, they can't really take out everything, right? They can take out as much as they are able to. And they take out regular fat with it because lipedema fat and regular fat does not, when you're going in there with a liposuction, they just take out the fat. Um,
Right. Oh, okay.
so the other thing is that if, after surgery, well, at any time, you still have to manage your lipedema, and there's still things that happen. Like I had a lot of other stressors besides my knee surgeries, um, that can exacerbate your lipedema. So I found that it's not completely gone. I would say there's still pockets there that I know are there, and then I
Mhm,
pay attention to. I still use compression. I still do trigger point stuff. I have one of those little trigger guns
mhm,
that I
mhm.
can, put
Hmm,
on like my leg. I still, work on my diet and work on my mobility, that sort of thing. So it's not like the ultimate fix, let's just
right,
say. It's
yeah.
it's still something that I need to manage every day, and I do manage that every single day.
Mhm, mhm. Now, I've heard you say, and I think I asked you on another podcast or something, Medicare supplements, are they covering the surgeries at all? Do you know?
So Medicare is like, let's just say Medicare is two separate types of Medicare, right? There's original Medicare, primary Medicare, not primary Medicare, but unmanaged Medicare. So Medicare that's not managed by another insurance company. Then there is managed Medicare. So that's Medicare that's managed by, like United Healthcare, Blue Cross, Aetna, wherever.
Be your supplement.
Mm-hmm. And with Medicare, with original Medicare, they don't have prior authorizations. So you either have the benefit or you don't have the benefit. With managed Medicare, they go by Medicare guidelines, but ultimately that insurance company that's managing your Medicare they can make the decision if they want to cover that or not. Now, I have heard anecdotal stories that Medicare, women with Medicare, some have gotten approved for surgery. And I can't say that that's something that's very common. The other piece is with original Medicare, since you don't have prior auths, you also don't have single case agreements or anything like that, which is a single case agreement is a financial contract between the surgeon and the insurance company for payment, for financial payment. Managed Medicare, they can do that because you have an actual, private company that is paying for that. So you have a single case agreement through managed Medicare if they choose to do that. Okay. The other piece is that surgeons, they can decide if they want to work with a Medicare patient or not, which a lot of them not necessarily are going to do that. So it's really up to the surgeon too.
So that brings me to another question. How would the ladies be able to find a good surgeon that is familiar with lipedema because I've heard you don't want to just go to a liposuction surgeon. You want to be somebody who is well-versed and has a good understanding. Do you know of any resources?
Yeah, I think that I'm not sure where the I don't know if Lipedema Simplified or if it's Lipedema Foundation that has a directory of lipedema.
Yeah, I think that's a Lipedema project. I've seen the directory for a doctor, but I wasn't sure if they had the surgeons listed.
Yeah, there's the surgeons that do the specific lipedema. They're very well known. They usually, if you get into the lipedema community, you can find out who those surgeons are. There's only a handful in the United States, and they are very well known. Yeah. But I would say go to Lipedema Project, like you said, and go to the directory, Google search lipedema surgeons. I mean, I could start listing them off, but there's a few. Yeah. and they're used to working with insurance, and they're used to doing those single case agreements with insurance. Okay. If anybody wants to know who they would need to go to, then certainly people can get a hold of me directly and I can guide them.
And then that's another point. I want to make sure that people know that you have a fabulous blog. I think that's actually how I found you before I saw you on Lipedema Simplified.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've been taking your blog for quite some time.
Yeah.
So here is the link for her blog. And we had talked briefly that you also offer consultations and that you want to share just a couple minutes about that and how they can reach out to you if they want more information.
Yes, definitely. So my Lipedema Insured is a blog on Substack. I've been writing on that blog since I found out I had lipedema. I used to write on another platform called Medium. I used to write about women's issues. And so when I found out I had lipedema, I took all of my writing efforts and I put it into lipedema because I wanted to help with this. Because I understood very quickly how difficult it was.
Mhm.
So if my blog is, you can be a free subscriber and certainly read all my blog content. If you want to consult with me, usually what I do is I have paid subscribers. It's an annual fee. It's $70. You get a year's worth of the blog and a one-on-one consult with me.
Mhm.
So from that blog, I usually have contact information on how to schedule with me. That's pretty much the way that I do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. That's a great service, just to have
Thanks.
that expertise, consultation, and somebody help walk you through the various stages. I think
Yeah.
that's super.
Yes.
I'd like to switch gears a little bit because I'm really all about the whole person.
Yeah.
And I want to know a little bit about you. So, what does your life look like as far as a hobby, or what are you passionate about besides lipedema and being an advocate for that? What is your downtime? What do you enjoy doing?
Oh my gosh. So that's been changing quite a bit. So I love the water. So I'm kind of a water baby. I love swimming. My husband and I have our own little boat. When it's not a
Mhm.
yacht or anything, but a nice little boat. Like I said, we live near a river. So
Mhm.
in Oregon, we have lots of lakes and rivers and stuff. So we when it's nice out, and if anybody knows, in Oregon, that's only maybe 3 or 4 months out of the year. We spend a lot of time on the water. My husband and I both
Yeah.
love the water.
Oh.
Um, I uh, love to write, of course.
Mhm.
I've been doing that for my whole life, and I just started doing that since 2017. I started like formally writing
Mhm.
online. And then this is a very interesting thing, but I started doing dioramas. So I don't know if you know what a
Oh,
diorama is.
like the little box or miniatures or something?
Yeah, but I don't do it in boxes. I do like landscape stuff. So right now my husband's birthday is next week, and so
Mhm.
I'm making a cake, and
Aw,
I'm making like gingerbread houses are like little dioramas to me. So
how
I'm
cute.
making a gingerbread house and all edible. I'm making a little. He's a very outdoorsy kind of guy. He likes to be out in the
Yeah.
woods and stuff. So I'm making out of a gingerbread house. I'm making a little cabin out of
Aw.
pretzels,
Oh, how fun. That is so
pretzels
fun.
and frosting. And he's also like really huge into Bigfoot. So I got like
Uh-huh.
these little Bigfoot um
Uh-huh.
little Bigfoot figurines. So I'm gonna make this cake and put like a little diorama cabin, gingerbread
Yeah,
cabin with Bigfoots. But
that's
um
great. What a
that's kind
thoughtful
of a
gift. I
weird.
love that. That is adorable.
So
Too
I like doing that. I like doing little crafty things. I'm kind of a crafter, I guess you could say. So that sort of thing is a little crafty, right?
Mhm, mhm. For
Um,
sure.
Macrame and
Yeah.
clay. I like working with clay. And so it's
Yeah.
just like little things like that, which is
I just
really,
took my first clay class a couple ouch, sorry, I have
oh,
a bad knee. I'm moving
yeah.
my hold on a second. Um, yeah, took my first clay class. We made a vase on Monday night, so that
Mhm.
was fun to get into that. You can tell I'm in an art studio. I'm also
Yes.
very creative, and I love to help people express their creativity. So
Yes.
that's a
My
so
son is a potter. He loves doing the molding with the wheel and stuff. So I like hand building.
yeah,
Um,
that's what we did.
yeah. So you hand built a vase then.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun to pick it up and see it. So, what inspires you, or who inspires you? Do you have somebody in your life that has been a person of inspiration for you?
So that's a really good question. um, I don't have like when I think about the most, my grandmother, who's no longer with
Mhm,
us, of course,
mhm,
'cause, she's passed for a long time ago, but she was so kind to me when I was young. I had a really difficult childhood, and she was my source of comfort and love. And every time I think about a difficult time, I remember my grandmother. She was just absolutely wonderful for me. She gave me unconditional love, which was really unusual for me in my childhood. And then I have to say, like, I'm probably talking about my husband a lot, but he is just a very source of support and inspiration. And he's the one that keeps me going when I feel like I'm not, like if I get a little insecure and what am I doing? And, like this is a lot here that I'm doing, and I don't know if I can stay up to the task. And he's been there for me constantly. It's just been amazing. And you have to understand, I've only, we met later in life. So I've only been with him for like 9 years.
Oh,
So
wow. That's
yeah.
terrific.
So he's
Terrific.
been so good for me. He's been so good to me. And
Terrific.
he's the one that keeps me kind of grounded, because I can
Yeah.
kind of,
Oh,
spin out
trust
a
me,
little
me too.
bit.
Again.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
can
it.
like get into my head and do this and that and forget things like not getting here at 15
Yeah.
minutes till and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah, I
So,
can get a little overwhelmed and stuff. So he's the one that keeps me grounded.
yeah. My
And then
husband always
there's my
tell me that.
kids. My kids are just amazing. They're adult, they're grown, they're they have their own lives and stuff, but I just cherish the relationship that I have with I have 2 kids. I have a son and a daughter, and they're in their 30s. And like I said, they're grown and they're living their own lives, but I literally talk to them almost every day. And they're just so, I just, I'm just so proud of them. And they're just, so happy that I have a good relationship with them, because I know a lot of people don't have good relationships with their parents or their children. So
Right.
I work very hard to
Yeah.
maintain that good relationship with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm going to keep going, and then if we have time, we'll back up and see if anybody has any questions. And thank you for sharing that. I love just hearing about people's lives and what inspires them and all those good things.
Yeah.
Because the title of my show is called Life with Lipedema, Loved, Valued, and Treasured. If you had to pick one of those words tonight, which one resonates with you the most? Loved, valued, or treasured?
Loved. I'd say loved. I have worked very hard to curate a life where I can love other people in my life and where I am also loved in return. That has taken quite a while to get there. And I love my life. I love my body. I was so mad at my body 3 years ago. And I have learned to love and cherish my body for what it is and what it can give me.
Praise God.
And
Good.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So using that word loved, what encouragement could you send out to our community about being loved or loving your body? What could you share about that?
oh gosh. So I was actually just writing about this today. Our bodies, let me start over. We have been conditioned to not love our bodies. We've been told that we are doing this wrong or that wrong, and we're treating our body this way or that way. And to understand that it is not our fault that our bodies are where they are.
Exactly.
We have a disease that is very hard to manage. And we have, every woman I've met that has lipedema has gone to extreme lengths to manage their bodies.
Absolutely.
And so that in itself is an act of love, to constantly manage your body. and to understand that you do love your body because you're doing everything you can to make it work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So important. And to understand that society has made us not love our bodies.
Right.
So just to understand you do love your body because you're doing what you can to keep it going. And that's enough. That's quite
Mm-hmm.
enough.
Mm. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful way of saying it, because we do, when we reflect on all the things we've done,
Mhm.
definitely love our bodies to try to do all the things.
Yes. Do all the things. I can't tell you how many things I've done, tried, bought,
Right? I've spent
everything. Yeah, so much
so
money. Yeah, how much
much,
money I've spent on my body just to make sure it's
yeah,
functioning well.
programs and yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep, little gadgets,
yeah.
everything.
Shakes and bars.
The
I
time
did
and
that one.
attention and money and everything that I put into my body just to
Yeah,
make sure it's working okay. That is a true act of love because love is an action and
right.
that is the ultimate action is what we're
Mhm,
doing for our bodies every
mhm.
day.
I agree. I agree. Good investment.
The best investment.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Michelle.
Yeah,
And
thank you,
I
Tamara.
have some announcements and that kind of thing, and then we'll see if we have any time left for questions.
Okay.
So I want you to know, first and foremost, coming from my heart, I so appreciate you coming on tonight. And I get a chance to get to know you better, and our friends in our community. We have a lot of people on here, but then we also have our replay audience, and there's a huge circle of people. And I'm sure they feel the same way I do, that you are truly loved, you are truly valued, and you are truly treasured. And I look forward to having you back another time, perhaps later on in the year. Sometimes it seems like 45 minutes just isn't enough time to
I know.
get all the questions answered and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
we will see you around more in Lipedema Simplified.
Yeah.
A couple things that I need to announce and let you guys know is that we have a free meditation and movement presentation tomorrow, and it's called Cultivating Calm. And that's at 3 p.m. EST, and that is free. So you might want to check that out on the link. That's with Cindy and Hetty. And they've been with us before. So cultivating calm, it just sounds like a good place
Sounds
to be, especially
sounds
if like me,
lovely.
we're going all over the place. And and then tomorrow's Valentine's Day. So love on yourself, ladies. Love on yourself. We have to love ourselves and love others, but we really need to love ourselves
Just
first.
like this.
So yeah, definitely got our heart to heart going on there. And let's see, I have about a few minutes here. Does anybody have any questions for Michelle that we can pop into the chat and see if we have time to answer? Hey, Nancy, nice to see
Hi,
you.
Nancy.
Oh, Karen, yes, I can totally relate to that.
Me too.
Anybody have any
There was
questions?
there was a time where walker and a walking cane that was it for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'd love to be able to do that I
Mhm.
feel held back. And I'm in my retirement years, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this isn't supposed to be happening.
Right. Yeah.
So, well, I don't see any questions coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and say to our audience that you are loved, you are valued, and you are treasured. And I will be back again on the 4th. Let me tell you the date 1, 2, 3, 4, the 26th of February. And hopefully you'll join us and set it on your calendar. And we look forward to seeing you. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and just love yourself.
Yes.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.